Hi, my name is Laura Reber. I'm a school psychologist and founder of Progress Parade. At Progress Parade, we turn learning challenges into life-changing achievements through online special education tutoring and educational therapy. We work with students with ADHD, learning disabilities, and more. So that's why I'm really excited to make this video today. You can see I've got my holiday sweater on, I've got some holiday decorations in the background here. I know the holidays can be a really fun time. They can also be a very stressful time, especially for our diverse learners who might be really uncomfortable when they're out of their routines or when they're not sure what to expect. So I just wanted to make a quick video today to cover some tips that can help us thrive during the holiday season. This is especially geared towards diverse learners, but these are tips that, like most things, what benefits diverse learners does often benefit all people. That's true really in educational tips, educational practices, and also my little tips on the holiday list here today. So I'm going to be focusing mainly on prevention with a few strategies. We know an ounce of prevention goes a long way, so most of my tips are going to be preventative tips for how to enjoy the holiday season before all of the activities, but I will quickly talk about what to do in the moment if we're having a difficult holiday experience, and also what to do after. So, the first thing is the ounce of prevention, and my main tip for all of us in this day and age is to say no to FOMO. That's something that I think we can all learn from at all times, but especially during the holiday season. During the holidays, there's just so many activities. There's lights at the zoo, lights at every place. Every place has some lights that you can see. There's tons of holiday parties, school holiday parties, holiday movie showings, everything. So there's just always a ton of activities, and if you are subject to FOMO, like many of us are, which FOMO, if you're not familiar with it, is fear of missing out, or sort of a compulsion or pressure to try to do everything, then that can really take a toll on you. So, you don't have to do everything. In fact, you'll most likely, and your family will most likely, enjoy what you are doing if you've been selective about your holiday activities that you're going to participate in. So definitely don't feel pressured to do that. Just know that you can choose your favorite activities. You can pick and choose which family activities you can go to. You can pick and choose activities that will set your family and student and child up for success. And you don't have to do everything. Second thing we can do is definitely set expectations in advance. So by that, I mean setting expectations about what the activity is going to look like. For some students, that can look like a social story. If you don't know what social stories are, we have some blogs and videos about that on our website. But social stories essentially are stories where you're just kind of talking through the day and what it's going to look like with pictures and words, so that your student knows exactly what to expect. So that might be the developmentally appropriate for your student to use a social story to kind of preview what the day is going to look like, or just having a conversation of saying, here's why we're going to this event, here's what to expect at this event, here's how long we'll be there, here's what you'll see, will it be lights, will it be a different party, and just kind of really setting those expectations, since it is something new. That can go a long way towards reducing anyone's anxiety about the unknown. Another way you can set expectations is if you're going to visit a friend or going to a holiday party, make sure your student knows the rules that they're going to be expected to uphold. Your house rules might be different than their house rules, so just anything you can tell them about what's appropriate behavior and what's going to be expected of them in this new setting also kind of goes a long way towards setting up expectations and setting your child up for success. Finally, practicing what the day will look like can go a long way too. So again, that can be in the way of a social story. It can also be a conversation to really just run through what the expectations are and really reduce your child's anxiety about the unknown again. So all these first tips are really about setting everything up for success. Another good strategy for prevention is to make sure your child has enough rest. I mean, all the basic things that we always say are extra important in the holidays. It can be really tempting to go way off schedule and let your child stay up till whatever hour and eat meals at whatever hour, but that can really set the unknown up to be even more chaotic if we're all out of our routines and not getting enough food and sleep and things. So I think sticking to a normal routine as much as possible over the holidays, even on break, is going to really be ideal for most students, or for many students. So those are a lot of prevention tips. Moving on to responding in the moment. So when you get to whatever activity you're going to, I think it's really important to set up a space in this place that will be safe. So lots of students, might have sensory challenges. They might respond to noise and lights and crowds, especially crowds. We're right now in December 2021, so we've been in a year and a half plus of COVID, limited social interactions. So even more so if you're doing stuff this holiday season, people are vaccinated, maybe your child has gotten recently vaccinated. That's even a bigger contrast for them, though, than it has historically for most students. If they've been, not going to as many social gatherings, they've had less practice. So, crowds in particular could be a big trigger for students this year. I know, after I was in social isolation and not seeing a lot of people, even trips to the grocery store. For me, I felt the difference just in my level of being around people and kind of how stimulated I felt by the people around me. So I know that that's something that students will definitely feel as well. So just making sure that you let them know that it's okay if they feel overwhelmed. It's okay if they don't like the lights. It's okay if they don't like the crowds. It's okay if they don't like the noise, if there's music, if there's a concert or something, and to just give them an action plan for where they're going to go once you get there. Like, you might be bothered by the lights. So here's a place that we can go away from the lights. And if you need to do that, let's, make up a queue, like come talk to me and we'll go there together. Or if your student's old enough, they can go there by themselves, and just give them an action plan once you're at the event so that they know what they can do if they are feeling overwhelmed at all. And then my next tip is just don't be afraid to go home. You don't have to stick it out. You don't have to stay the whole time. If your student's feeling overwhelmed and if you're not enjoying it or your student's not enjoying it, feel free to go home. Final tip is just about recovery once you're done. I think there can be a lot of guilt about the holidays, about not enjoying the holidays or about not getting the most out of them. And, just recover and move on is my best tip. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on your child. The holidays can be stressful during any time, especially after a year and a half plus of pandemic, with the pandemic not really over. So stress levels are super high right now. A lot of people are feeling the pressure of just all the different activities and of constant changes in our expectations with COVID and everything too. So just be gentle on yourself, be gentle on your child, and find the enjoyment that you can. Don't feel like you have to do everything. Definitely feel more than welcome to limit what activities you choose and do by saying no to FOMO. Set yourself up for success. Set your child up for success by preparing, practicing, setting expectations. Once you get there, don't be afraid to go home if it's not going well. You can also set yourself up for success by choosing some places that your student can recover if they're not enjoying the lights or the crowds or the noise or whatever aspect of the event that you're at. Creating a safe space and a way that they can go to that safe space will be helpful. And if, you still end up going home and it didn't go well, please be gentle on yourself and be gentle on your child. Thanks so much and have a great holiday season.